And hello everybody, we're back at it again, doing the same thing we've been doing for a while now. You know, it's been taking quite some time to get through this entire game, but that's fine. So we're gonna continue with episode 5, Rise from the Ashes. It's been a bit since I recorded, and I think I'm gonna change how I do things again, because when I started playing this part of the game, I was like, oh, I'm gonna do longer videos so that it takes less videos. I'm not doing that anymore. I'm going back to shorter videos, because as it turns out, it's a pain in the ass to edit and upload videos that are an hour long, or even longer, so we're not gonna do that anymore. I'm just gonna, first of all, wonder what my phone's doing, but where was I? Right. We're just gonna return to like 20 to 30 minute videos. I am using a walkthrough for this episode because I am just so tired and I want to get through it without too much trouble, because I know if I have too much trouble, I'm gonna get mad at the game. So hopefully the guide can kind of help me figure out, I guess, what would be good places to, like, stop the video and move on to the next episode. So, I don't know how long I'm going to be here today. It's going to be a bit, but I do have other things I would like to do today, so, you know, this isn't going to take up all my time. Mr. Wright, so, what's going on with the case anyway? You tell me. It's been quite some time since I last recorded. Last episode, I think, was the one where there was a storm outside. My power did actually go out that day, several hours later. So I guess it's probably a good thing I didn't continue recording, because that would have been bad if it went out while I was recording. Unfortunately, I was baking brownies at the time, so I had to throw those out, because the power didn't come back on until like 7 hours later, because I guess there's probably a lot of damage. It was a pretty bad storm, and also I had to wait for the storm to be over first, but anyway, I'm a little confused. Right, we determined that the same man was killed twice at the same time in 2 different locations. Definitely a little odd, wouldn't you say? Huh? Well, let's see. What is going on? The victim, Detective Bruce Goodman, was stabbed to death after 5 p.m. on the 21st. Yeah, but where? Where, Phoenix? Can you tell us where? He died in the prosecutor's parking lot and the police department's evidence room. Very odd. What's this and the evidence room part? Were you not there? Like, you were right next to me. The prosecutor's office and the police department are 30 minutes apart by car. Yeah, you'd have to... I don't know, maybe it was his evil twin? You know? Him from, like, a mirror dimension? Alternate universe? And, like, they had him killed because they were like, oh, you can't exist in this universe, so they offed him or so. I don't know. I'm trying to be funny, but I'm not funny. Well, that's what we're going to find out. Or try to, at least. Alright, let's do it. She's in good spirits, but I'm not sure she's going to be much help with this. Don't be so sure, Mr. Wright. Huh? Wasn't that a mental line? Didn't I think that? Sometimes it, like, implies that Phoenix is thinking something and then someone reacts to what he was thinking. So is this city full of people who can read minds? Or is he not actually thinking them? He's just, like, muttering them under his breath and hoping nobody hears him, but he's talking louder than he thinks he is, so people just... whatever. Look, we're in this together, right? I'll prove that these thick-rimmed glasses of mine aren't just for show. Okay. That reminds me, I'm getting new glasses soon so I can see better. Let's go. Science awaits us. Sure. Whatever you say, kid. February 23rd. Prosecutor's office in the ground parking lot. Okay. Okay. You know, I really don't think we should worry about the police department murder. There wasn't even a body found there. Who cares? You know what? You have a pretty good point. Yeah, it was only our victim who was killed in their evidence room. No biggie. Yeah, but, like, his body was found here. You know? Besides, my sister would never do such a thing. I know it. That oil drum. Was it empty? The oil drum kicked over by the chief prosecutor was brimming with water. I don't remember what her voice was, and I don't care, because I don't like her. I don't know, just something about her vibe rubs me the wrong way. I don't like her.
My sister erasing evidence at the crime scene? Never!
Even though she says they don't get along, Emma really likes her sister. It's more like she I don't know where I was going with that. I always start going somewhere and then don't go anywhere.
That's not it at all. It's just, we're both professionals at what we do, and I trust her.
Big words for a high school student. Right, she's like 16. Well, whether there was blood on the floor or not, the water in that oil drum washed it all away.
Hehehe. Ignore the strength of my science at your own peril, Mr. Wright.
Well, you didn't mention your science yet, therefore I'm not ignoring anything. You're the one who hasn't brought it up until now. Oh, what's that grin for? Mischief.
This situation calls for one thing, and that is luminal testing fluid.
Luminal?
Blood is sticky stuff, you know, and you can't just wash it away with a little water.
It depends on how fresh it is. It depends on how long it's been there. I had a really bad nosebleed once, and I could get most of the blood off the sink by just running the faucet, but yeah, others I had to, like, get a Clorox wipe. I probably would have needed a Clorox wipe anyway, because you shouldn't just leave blood somewhere that people often go, like a bathroom sink. I've had a lot of bad nosebleeds in my life. Maybe I should talk about them sometime. They're really gross.
Even if you can't see it, it's still there.
But wouldn't the police have already done those tests?
Never trust anyone's eyes but your own, Mr. Wright.
Especially since the police department clearly are interfering with this case.
Just give it a try.
Me? Why do I have to do it?
I'm a minor. I can't even drink yet.
I was gonna say neither can I, but... like, I cannot drink yet. Phoenix can. He's like 24. We're testing blood states with this stuff, not drinking it.
Here, look, I'll lend you these glasses.
Huh? You had an extra pair of those things? Talk about rose-colored glasses.
To test for a blood reaction, just spray the luminol on it. Like this, see? Press the A button to spray it.
You see them too?
Okay, let's find us some bloodstains.
Right. Emma, I think I found something. I can see your eyes shining behind those glasses. So is this a bloodstain? No, can't you see? It's a glow-in-the-dark paint. That would have been funnier if I hadn't stuttered in the middle of it.
It's so... ugh.
Emma, you're shaking.
It's just... this is my first time seeing real blood.
Did the people who made this game think that women don't see blood? I mean, we're working under the assumption that Emma is a cisgender woman, right? And she's 16, and... Emma, have you talked to a doctor about that? Because I think by that age, most people should have, like, started their period by that point. That's something that, like, always irks me, is, like, women being, like, super bothered by blood. Like, what do you think we do every month? Do you think it's water? No. It's blood. It's no big deal. Scientific investigation in action.
Okay, well, we definitely know that this is a blood stain.
Just looks like UV paint or something to me.
But doesn't something strike you as odd, scientifically speaking, of course?
What's odd about this, scientifically? The amount of blood? The perpetrator and Detective Goodman fought here, right? Don't you think there'd be a little more blood?
Well, that's the only place we've checked. Maybe there is more. You wouldn't know, because you haven't looked. I definitely think so.
Well, then let's look for some more blood! I mean,
look at all the blood on the sole of the victim's shoe.
It is pretty strange.
Well, why don't we look for where there might be more blood?
If they fought here, there'd have to have been more blood than this.
Then let's look for it! You sprayed one part of the room, Phoenix!
Check everywhere else, there might be more blood. My goodness.
Hey, Mr. Wright. I'm gonna mark up the floor plans when we find a blood stain, okay?
Okay.
See, I'm pretty handy to have around, right?
Sure. Yeah. This stuff's pretty handy too.
I saved up my allowance to buy that.
Luminol testing fluid. Solution used for scientific investigation. Finds blood traces. Spray to use. I can't talk.
We can't be sure that the police will reveal all their evidence in court.
No, they definitely won't.
Sometimes they fail to mention evidence that doesn't fit with their view of the case.
That's, I guess, what prosecution means, you know. Your job is to get the guy convicted. Now let's drag that hidden evidence out into the light of day.
Well, you don't have to sound so dramatic about it. Yeah, it feels like we're really investigating a crime now, doesn't it?
It didn't before? Did you forget about the guy who died? Someone's dead, Emma. Somebody died. Somebody lost his life. A man died, Emma. Oh, it really feels like we're investigating a crime now. He's been dead for like 2 days. We've been investigating the whole time. Guess I should give this a spray on anything suspicious. Huh? Oh my god, not you.
I wonder how that fluid of yours would react to a nice deli box.
It would probably just get your box wet. Would you want that? Would you want your lunch boxes to be covered in luminol testing fluid? If I find traces of blood on your lunch boxes, I'm calling the police immediately.
Miss Starr! Really trust your own eyes, hmm? Not bad, you two.
I don't like you. I don't like your attitude. I don't like that you're, like, basically literally Two-Face. I don't like it.
This day-old deli box is on the house.
Day-old? There's sushi in there! Has that been refrigerated? Has that been kept safely and stored properly? Because if it hasn't, I'm gonna get sick from eating that. Sorry, it's just that kind of lead-in doesn't really get my mouth watering. Okay, talk to you.
You certainly put me in a tight spot today. Yeah, 'cause you were bullshitting. That's on you. Why do the witnesses go up on the stand and lie and then get called out on it, and then they're like, boo-hoo, woe is me. You're the one who was spouting bullshit on the witness stand in a courtroom trial. Excuse you. My apologies, Miss Starr, but no, don't fucking apologize to her. You were doing your goddamn job. You were doing the right thing. God. No, it's okay. It was my fault.
Damn right it was your fault. You were a detective. Shouldn't you know how important it is to give a good, reliable testimony? My goodness.
Oh, we know. I witnessed everything from that security room right there. But I was afraid that wouldn't sound convincing enough, you see.
So you lied? In court? In front of a judge? Why are you here? Shouldn't you be in jail for perjury? Or contempt of court or something? My goodness.
I was wrong to think that. I'm sorry.
You wasted a lot of my time, ma'am. Sorry, you lied on the witness. Thank you, Emma. Thank you. For the love of God, thank you. Oh my goodness.
Little girl, don't forget what's important here.
Well, apparently you forgot what's important. You were blinded by your pure hatred for prosecutors and tried to lie to get Lana convicted. Oh my goodness. You're insufferable.
Even if the place I witnessed the events from was different, I still saw what I saw.
Oh, I don't doubt what you saw. But you did lie about a whole 5-minute fucking gap in your testimony.
I saw Chief Prosecutor Sky stab a man in cold blood, and that testimony still stands.
Then what do you think of the same guy who died at the police department building, eh? What do you think of that?
I swear it on my honor as a detective.
She stabbed Goodman. Yeah, but was he still alive when he got stabbed? Do we know he was still alive? Was he moving? Did you see the events leading up to the murder? Oh, this photograph has something important to tell us, but what? Okay, whatever.
So, you were a detective, weren't you, Miss Starr? Yeah, it was a long time ago. Well, 2 years ago. No matter how hardened the criminal, when they faced me,
they coughed it up. coughed it up. A confession, Phoenix.
They confessed. They babbled like babies. You know, I may seem like a demon sometimes, but I can be an angel too.
Please, be away from me. Go away. Don't be in my vicinity. I wouldn't doubt it.
Every day I drag the dirt out of the mouths of suspect after suspect. And before long, they called me the cough-up queen.
Yeah, we get it.
Oh, and here I thought someone had gotten food poisoning from your lunches.
And you were let go? Fired?
I felt that I had found my dream job when I became an investigator, and if these prim and proper prosecutors hadn't let me go, I'd still be one today.
Yeah, why'd you get fired, huh?
It's all because of that case. The SO9 incident.
SO9? Wait, she doesn't mean... Okay, and now I present Goodman's note. That's not what I meant to do. I'm pressing the wrong buttons. I'm very, very good at this. I'm a professional.
What do you think about this? The SO9 incident. It's written on that knife. And on that note. Goodman. Goodman was the head detective on that case, you know.
Really?
That knife was evidence from that case. The murder weapon. It was due for transferal the very day that Goodman was killed.
Yeah, apparently he died in the evidence room, and here in the parking lot.
As I suspected. SO9 isn't over. Not yet.
Do you think you could tell us more about the SO9 incident? Okay, apparently I also present...
If you think about it, I could have taken that picture from the guard room. But even I get flustered sometimes.
So you went straight to the scene of the crime?
I rushed towards the chain link fence in an effort to stop the murder. That's when I took this photo, yes.
In other words, 5 minutes after the crime?
Those 5 minutes are the whole problem. The hole in my testimony, as it were.
The 5 minutes weren't the problem, Miss Starr. You lying was the problem. Thank you, Emma. Someone's on my side here. Listen, little girl, she has a name. I've had my testimony disregarded before. Did you lie?
Now I wasn't gonna have it disregarded again.
So you lied?
Just like that time.
That time? Ma'am, you were lying on a witness stand. Someone's dead and someone else's life is on the line. Can you maybe take this a little more seriously, please? My goodness.
That incident really opened up my eyes to the truth.
What truth?
We're nothing to them. Disposable.
Disposable? To who?
2 years ago, it was the biggest case I'd ever handled. The police and the prosecutors were desperate for decisive evidence.
So they didn't solve it?
On the contrary, it was solved quite cleanly. The criminal was caught and executed.
Executed?
Yes, the criminal got what was coming to him. It doesn't get any cleaner than that. The only problem was, they never did find decisive evidence. Not a shred.
What? But the criminal was executed, right?
On the basis of evidence of a sort. Made-up evidence.
Phoenix, if you're a defense attorney, I'm surprised you haven't heard of innocent people on death row before, because there's more than you might think. Abolish the death penalty.
What? You mean they executed someone with fabricated evidence? The best part came several months after the trial. Every detective involved with the case was dealt with. Some were demoted to patrolmen, others found themselves out of a job.
And you were one of those?
Myself and one other person you know well.
Wait, could it be...
Exactly. Detective Jake Marshall.
Oops, I meant Police Department Security Detail Officer Jake Marshall. Okay.
As professional detectives, we investigated that case from every angle. Jake was particularly determined, and then it was over, and he was demoted. However, he hasn't forgotten, and neither have I.
Yeah, you people seem to hold a pretty big grudge. You haven't forgotten SO9?
There's another side to that case, a hidden side. That's what we're after now. And no one up in their fancy offices can stop us. Wait, those lunches you sell. There's only one reason I come to sell lunches in this accursed office. I come here to meet old friends. Boyfriends that can help me investigate.
Star's old boyfriends. How many does she have anyway? As many as she wants. Just when all the detectives on SL9 have disappeared, we find new evidence.
There has to be a connection.
So, rookie. What? I have a name! Hello, I have a name here.
Seems like you're serious about investigating this case.
I have a client to defend. I'm doing my job. Yeah, I'm doing my job.
Then you should take this.
Salisbury steak lunch?
I know a certain guy who might help you if you tempt him with this treat.
Miss Starr? Officer Marshall, is he your, are you his... Emma, you can ask if they're dating. It's not that awkward of something to ask. Are you going out? Emma, why are you being so awkward about this? You're 16, you're in high school, you've probably been around plenty of people who have dated.
Why do you want to know?
I was just wondering what happened to him. A long time ago, when he was helping my sister do cases, he was so nice. He got along so well with my sister, it made me jealous. And he was nice to me, too, back then. Used to be when Officer Marshall was a detective. But now he's so cold. He acts like he's a gold prospector from the 1800s. He acts like he's living in the Wild West, like with saloons and tumbleweeds and cowboys and everything. It's like his soul was transported to the 19th century and it came back to his body, but it never learned how to readjust to modern society. It's so weird. Sorry, I make myself laugh.
Jake and I are merely cooperating on this investigation. We're putting the past to rest, as it were. Nothing more than that.
I see. Thank you. Officer Jake Marshall. Alright, now what do I do? Examine the ladder if you haven't already. No. Move to guard station. Okay. Oh. It's even busier here today than it was yesterday.
The detectives are running around so fast they're blurring.
Suppose it makes sense. A detective did get killed here after all. And also in the parking lot!
So, the evidence room. The scene of the crime. According to the pamphlet we got at the front desk, here it is.
She's like a kid in an amusement park. Emma, you do realize someone's dead, right? Like, I just want to reiterate that. Someone's been murdered.
Ooh, a real crime scene. Let's go take a look.
Okay. Apparently I go to the guard station. What's with the decor in this place? It's very eccentric. It's okay, you can say it's very clearly Marshall's. Why are there so many bottles of alcohol? Oh my god, dude. Go to a therapist.
According to the pamphlet, this is the guard station for the evidence room.
So beyond that door is the evidence room. And the scene of the crime?
It sure seems that way.
Oh. What's wrong?
It's those cacti. They're so prickly, so imposing, it's hard to think straight.
It's just minding its own business. If you can't handle the cacti, stay out of the desert. What I want to know is, if this is a guard station, where's the guard? Digging for gold. He's searching for gold in them there hills.
I have a feeling I know who he is already.
Alright, okay, well... I guess back to the police department entrance. I don't know where this... Oh, apparently there's something else to be said here. This place is charged with frantic energy as always. Please?
Huh? Wasn't that...
One steak lunch, please! It's you. Detective Gumshoe. Now's no time for chit-chat, pal. I'm a busy man. What I really need is a steak lunch from Lunchland.
Oh, you mean one of these? Actually, it's not for sale.
I think I just heard the sound of his heart breaking. Now's no time for despair. We've got a criminal. Now we just need evidence. The criminal? You mean you heard about the stabbing in the police department evidence room, right, pal? On the same day that a detective was killed in the prosecutor's parking lot, another detective was killed at the police department? Yeah, it was the same detective. And the perpetrator? You have a suspect.
Well, there was a suspect. Just arrested him, in fact.
It's the biggest scandal to hit the station in ages. Everything's topsy-turvy. But Detective Gumshoe, who was it? Listen, pal, all I know is I need me a steak lunch pronto. Well, go to the parking lot of the prosecutor's office. Star's there. Maybe she'll give you something. She seems to hand them out willy-nilly without charging anyone. Don't know how she makes a living off of that. Seeing around here talking isn't gonna fill my belly. Well, I wish you luck with that. Wait, don't leave! If you want to know more, head on down to the detention center, pal. Questioning should be over, so I figure he's down there having a good cry. Later!
Yeah, okay, bye.
He ran off to the evidence room. He ran off to the evidence... Does he think he's gonna find lunch in the evidence room? Well, this investigation is off to a running start. Okay. Okay, this seems like a pretty good place to leave this video, so that's what I'm gonna do. Next time we're gonna head to the detention center and see what's happening there, you know? Have a good day. I just realized my internet's gone. But it's fine, because I don't need internet to record. That's a bit strange. How long has it been out? That's really weird. It happens sometimes. I have shitty home internet. But anyway, that's besides the point. I got sidetracked. See you next time. Have a good day. Drink some water. Eat breakfast. Yeah, just eat breakfast. I usually don't eat breakfast, so I'm being a hypocrite, but eat breakfast.